Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel Ray and this is my Rachel Ray Fiber Arts channel where I talk about fiber arts and cross stitch, especially cross stitch, but also I have knitting and crochet to show you today. Yeah, and Luna's here as well. So it has been some time. I think the last time that I updated might have been March or something like that. So I do apologize for the delay, but there's been a lot of personal stuff going on that I don't really want to get into at the beginning. I just want to say thank you for coming by. And I'll give Luna a treat while we're here. Okay. So this is going to be kind of a recap of all the stuff that I've been working on and some of the stuff that I've finished over the past like 2.5 months. I can't even remember how long it's been, and again, I apologize. And I did not get to iron anything or anything like that. Today is my brother-in-law's birthday, so I'm trying to film this as quickly as I can before my husband comes back. So yeah, gonna try to whiz through. I'm inevitably gonna forget something. I have been gifted many things, and the love and generosity of you all has been amazing through this time. So thank you in advance. If you would like to, I would like to invite you to join my Patreon. I post about videos and behind the scenes stuff over there if you're interested in that kind of thing, but there's no pressure at all. I would just love it if you haven't subscribed already to please hit the button and the bell to be notified when I do eventually upload another video. So let's get right into it. I had a knitting finish. I had two knitting finishes actually in the past while. And the first one is actually whatchamacallit? What is it called again? That thing, the Insomniac. That's what it is. Let me just see if I took a screenshot of where I was last time. I didn't. I'll have to find that and insert it here for you. I was just basically making a giant tube. It looked like one long sock. And I'm going to go grab it and throw it on so that you can see what it looks like now. All right. So here it is. The Insomniac cowl. This is made with 5 different yarns from Irish Fairy Tale Yarns, and this is from the designer Casa Pinka. It's very simple. It's incredibly simple. It is just knitting for what feels like forever. And it's a great project for watching TV if you're the kind of knitter that can do that. But when you take it off, it just looks like one giant sock. So that is it right there. It is blocked and everything, and I've worn it a couple of times. All right, there we go, that's better. The camera doesn't seem to like the patterning in this. I don't know why it does that, but yeah. Now, the colorway that I used for this is no longer available on the website. It was made for the Fading Point shawl by Joji Locatelli, but that was just too complicated for me as a beginner knitter, so I decided to use it in this project instead, and I love the results. I think it's very, very pretty. And I'll have to take a picture of it just standing so that you can actually see what it looks like, and I'll try to pop that in here. I finished that a while ago, like I said, and I enjoy wearing it. It's a really, really nice piece. It complements and kind of levels up just a simple pair of jeans. And if my if my ankles were a bit stronger, I would wear them with a pair of heels or boots or something like that. But, you know, it is a nice complement to my wardrobe. And those are the kinds of pieces that I've been wanting to focus on for my knitting, just in general, in the future of my knitting journey, which I only started knitting in 2020. My next finish is a pair of socks, which I do not have right now. I'm going to try really hard not to get emotional about this. So you all know that I started and finished this first sock in a pair of a regular, I just used the vanilla sock DPN recipe by Crazy Sock Lady here on YouTube. This is the second time that I've used that particular video to help me make a pair of socks, and I decided to make this pair a shorty pair. I started the first pair while I was taking care of my grandmother in home hospice as she was passing away during the Christmas New Year period. And I purchased the yarn while I was over there taking care of her with my dad. And I finished that first pair of socks when I came home in January, and I put it away for a while. And you know what they say about socks? You need to finish them the second, or cast on the second pair right away, because otherwise you'll have what's known as second sock syndrome and you won't want to finish the second. So I did cast on the second sock sometime in March, I think, and I finished it just in time to give it to my mother-in-law. I gifted her those socks while she was in hospice about 2 weeks ago. And unfortunately, she passed away on the 2nd of May. It was very peaceful, and she was surrounded by family. But yeah, I don't have that pair of socks here, but I have put them on the screen so that you can have a look at them. They are beautiful, and I managed to catch the bluebells when they were in bloom. And she really did like them. So I was glad that I was able to give her something before she passed away. And a lot of hope went into those socks. And I believe that they are currently in a bag of her things in the house above. So I don't have them here to show you. But as we were in the hospital with her for the last week of her life, we were basically doing a bedside vigil, and I needed projects to work on. So I first brought my everyday top by Naked Knit. This is, the yarn for the socks was a Millefleur sparkle, and I have more details somewhere. I will try to share those down below. Let me go ahead and grab you the picture of where I was last time when where is it? Is it taking up the whole screen? Yeah, let's not do that. Here's a screen grab of where I was the last time I showed this project. This is a simple camisole, or basically a tank top. It's made from 100% cashmere. I'm using Cashmere Dreams by Lang Yarns. And this is, does it say? It's just a light gray color, 1085 maybe. So let me show you where I am now. Didn't get too far. Well, I've gotten a lot further, but I hadn't a lot of it when I'd shown you first. So here we are. I don't even have, I think I had just done the purl row here. So there is a purl row that will stop it from curling too much. So you can see it likes to curl on the end. And I've gotten about 2.5 inches so far, all the way around. I am going to move this to a different set of needles because they are not as smooth as I like them to be. But this is a very soft, I mean, it is the softest I believe you can get. And the reason that I chose that was so that, because it's going to be next to the skin, The idea is that in the winter I will put this on underneath my clothes and it'll keep me warmer, as I do suffer from like really cold. I feel cold all the time. This will not irritate the skin, so that's why I invested in it. And I think I got it on sale during Black Friday. So there are, oh my gosh, I don't even know how many stitches around, maybe 200 or so stitches all the way around. And you just basically keep going until you get to the small of your back. And that's when you start to separate to go up the back towards the cups. Well, yeah, anyway, that's how it's made. And then the straps, and then you attach the straps to the back. So yeah, that is how far I have gotten. So just so that I have it for next time. And I will keep a progress keeper on it so that you can see how far I get. But I think I'll be putting this project away for a little while because of all the memories that I now have associated with it. Unfortunately, that's just the way that it is. Also, while I was there, I decided to pull out another project, which I don't think I've shown on this channel. I don't have a screenshot of it. I think that was before I moved over to Rachel Ray Fiber Arts. I used to post, if you would like to see the old Flosstube videos, I had like, I don't know how many episodes. You can go check them out on my other channel, Rachel Ray Craft. And I just went ahead and made another channel so that I could keep this separate, so that for those of you who don't watch diamond painting videos, that you don't feel stressed out about seeing me post all the time about diamond painting. So I hope that you don't mind. But here, this is the, I have to hold it kind of like this. This is the hibernation blanket. I do have a photo actually of the actual blanket itself right here. Yeah. So this is what the blanket looks like. It is by Helen Stewart, I believe. I might be wrong. I'm so sorry. I will make sure that I have links available for you in the WIP list. But I have done this before. If you've been following me for a while, you'll recognize this because I just made a baby blanket. I am using the same pattern and I'm just using up my scrap yarns. So any scraps that I have are going in here. And this little marker is where I was the last time that I showed it, or that I worked on it, at least. I'm not sure if I actually showed this or not, but it is a really cute project and it's got these holes. I don't know if you can tell. But it is a really repetitive pattern and it's easy to remember and it's easy to pick up if you've put it down for a long time, which is good for me and scrap projects because I don't work on them as much as I should. I believe there are some of my friends who participate in Scrappy Sunday. I think that's a really good idea. I should get in on that. All right, next is a new start, and this is for a friend of my mother-in-law's who spent a long time over, you know, in the hospital with us, and she's a lifelong friend. And I wanted to make something special because she kept complimenting me and all of my knitting, and I hope she likes it. I've never crocheted anything like this before, so I actually started it yesterday. It is called the Green Olive Shawl. I'll just bring it up here. I think I have it. Oh, I don't have a picture there. Hang on. I've got a pattern by Carmen Heffernan. I went ahead and I purchased the printable PDF from Ravelry because she does have it for free on her blog. And I think it's Annie Does Crochet, but I decided to buy the PDF because I really wanted to be able to read and print it out and everything without ads. I think if you're a seasoned crocheter, like this would be really, really simple to make, and you could probably start it with the blog and just go with it. My crochet is limited, very limited. So I thought I would go ahead and try to level up my skill a little bit. And so I am using a hank of yarn that I dyed myself. I dyed this blue yarn back in 2021. It is acid dyed on 100% superwash merino, and I believe this is a 4-ply. It's gorgeous. It has dark and light spots, but it's very tonal. And I have several skeins of it. I might put them on my website. But this is how far I've gotten so far. It's not perfect, but it is very pretty. And it'll look amazing when it's blocked out. That scallop will really pop. And yeah, I'm a third of the way through, and I've only crocheted today. So I started it last night. I had to rip it all out because I was doing it wrong. And I restarted this morning, and there we go. So yeah, I think she's going to really enjoy it. But I've never crocheted anything for anyone before, and I'm a bit nervous. It does a lot, like remind me a lot of doilies. My grandma used to crochet doilies in a really super fine cotton, and this pattern really reminds me of a doily, but I think it's gonna look classy when I get the tassel on. We'll see. But yeah, that's very pretty, and it is simple once you get the hang of it. It's just getting started was a little bit, I don't know, jarring for me as a new crocheter. I've only really done blankets, and I did that one project earlier. That's the beautiful cardigan, and I wear that in the house all the time. So that is it for the fiber stuff. Now we're gonna get into the cross stitch. So I only have a couple things to show you. It's been a rough couple of months, as you can imagine, and I haven't done as many projects as I had been doing last year before my grandma passed away. But I have been working pretty diligently. The first thing I wanted to show you, I've been kind of focusing on working on pieces for longer than just one day. I went through a period last year where I did Maystravaganza, and I worked on all of my projects for 25 minutes in like a day. It was really fun, but it was stressful. So I'm going to show you this first project and where I was the last time that you saw it. It is the cross stitch, stamped cross stitch by Oraloa, and this is where I was last time that you saw it. This was given to me by the company to do and to make videos with, and I'm really, really grateful that they have decided to do licensed stamped cross stitch kits, something that I think we really, really need, because I see a lot of stolen art on Amazon and other craft stores. So that's where I was the last time that you saw it, and here it is now. Oops. So I did fill in a good bit more of this flower, and then I came over here and filled in the outline of the moth. I've also done some orange in the moth as well. and it is such a nice restful stitch, especially later in the evening. So the entire picture, oops, that is what the full cross stitch looks like. It's gonna take a long time for me to do this, but it's very satisfying. And I think once I get to the bigger areas of solid color, it'll be a lot faster, especially in her face. But it's so nice. And yeah, I like to sit down and watch TV while I'm working on this. Oh, there's some up in here as well. I don't know if you can see those lines done, but it's getting there. There are many kits to choose from now. When I first got this kit, there were only 2 or 3 of them, and now there's a wide range or selection of these. It uses cotton floss, and they come on these cards. I've gone ahead and braided them just so that they don't fray, but they are super easy to work with, and if you have good lighting, then it will be very easy for you to do. Oop, I left one in the other room. In between all of the chaos, I did get to see my friend Stephanie. She came over from North Dakota to visit, and during that time, I decided that I would pull out a piece that I've been working on and off for a while, and that is the Cryptid stitch along, which is here. This is where I was the last time that I showed it on Flosstube, and I was just starting the border for Bigfoot. I changed the order of the Bigfoot because I have plans for the top next to Nightcrawler. So this is from the Witchy Stitcher, and it is done on a, what is this, 16 count Ada by Bee Stitch Me. This is the called for DMC, and yeah, I can't remember exactly when I started, but I really like this project, so that's where I was last time. Is that, yeah, that's a hanging thread, okay. This is where we are now. Oh, let me move that part of the, sorry, everything is kind of set up for my Twitch streams, so that is where we are now. So I'm going to fold it up a little bit so that you can see it easier. We have Bigfoot and we have the Ahul. So Bigfoot was really fun to do, and I did that while I was staying with Stephanie, and I worked on the Ahul border a little bit while she was here, but then I carried on stitching on this, and this I usually pull out for Dark 13, which is today. Dark 13 is something that Cozy Egg does on Instagram, and it's just where you pull out kind of like a creepy or Halloween-y project, and my focus is to get this done this year using the Dark 13 prompt. Today I can't do Dark 13 because I'm going to a birthday party, so I will have to stitch on it later, maybe tomorrow. But I enjoy that project. It's really cute and really fun. And over on my other channel, if you're not familiar with the other channel that I have, my husband and I did a series called The Weird and Wacky with Mr. Ray, or Theory Tuesday, where we deep dove into a bunch of conspiracy theories and later cryptids to talk about the cryptids that were on the cross stitch. And it was a really fun series, and we hope that we can do something similar or bring it back to life later this year. But those videos are really fun to watch while you're stitching or crafting in general. So I'll go ahead and leave a little link up here in the eye where you can click on it to see that playlist if you're interested, and I hope you enjoy it. So that's Oraloa, Cryptid Sal, and oh, I have a finish, and then I'll show you my latest whip that I've spent oodles of time on. I finished this project that my best friend, one of my best friends, Heike and I, Stone Cold Coffee Crafts here on YouTube. We are working on this together. It is called The Friendship Sampler by The Blue Flower and Michelle Bendy Stitchy. And yeah, this is where I was last time that I showed it on Flosstube. I'm working, we basically split up this project. So I'll show you the original. On the project that I have here that I finished is actually Heike's project. So, sorry, I keep pointing the wrong way, this way. She did the upper part on this piece of fabric, and it was my job to do the bottom, and she's done the same on mine. We chose different fabrics, but both 40 count. Honestly, I cannot remember what fabric this is, but it is gorgeous. Oh, I should have ironed it, but I really don't have time. I'm so sorry. But it is complete. See if I can stretch it out. There we go. It's all done. Look at the little squirrel. I love it. Squirrel's holding a donut. Everything about this was so much fun to do. I really enjoyed stitching the swan. I kept calling it a lake chicken. And that those two people will represent me and Heike. The top of her project is super cute as well. And I'll have to put in 2023, the 3 there. She used all called for flosses on her piece, whereas I changed it up. I subbed in Fiberlicious silks for the Weeks Dye Works. So yeah, that is my finish. Managed to get that done. But this is the piece de resistance. I have this particular project. It's called Gaia, the Earth Goddess by Bella Filipina. I'm just shoving things around at this stage. Oops, I'm dropping things. That's okay. So this piece, I decided to stitch because it is the year that Autumn Lane Stitchery came out with their Dark Queen of the Earth stitch along. But I had this in my stash, and trying to be economically sound, I wanted to go ahead and use what was in my stash. You know, too often I think that I definitely, maybe other people too, I get caught up in buying things, and I buy a lot. And I enjoy buying. I enjoy shopping online. But I know I'll never get the chance to stitch everything. So last year when they announced that they were going to do this stitch along, I decided that I would start this one instead. What I'm doing right now is I'm taking the threads, because I like to park on my projects. I don't know if any of you like to do parking, but I like to park on my projects with unused threads, especially if I'm going to continue working. But on this particular picture, on this project, the last time that you saw it here, I was here. Sorry about the blurry photo. I tried to find the best photo that I could for where I was as a screen grab. And as you can see, I had a little bit of green on the left side. I was coming down the bit of green on the right, and I had the outline of some of the dress. That only goes to 1/4 or 3/4 of the way down on this page. This is one page of the pattern that I've now completed. I have a mini finish. This is all the same page, but this is only her dress here in this picture, is what I'm trying to say, is only about 3/4 of the way down the page. So I have a page finish to share with you. I'll do my best to show you. Oop, make sure it's straight. Yeah, I tried. There we go. Look at that stitching. It's stunning. I love this stitch. All of the holes that you can see are holes where beads go. There's so many beads on this, but because I'm working on this in a Q-snap, I cannot bead as I go. I have to bead at the end. And I'm being very meticulous on what I backstitch right now. I think you might be able to see this beautiful bird. I did backstitch this bird in the colors that were called for, and I don't really like it. I don't think it pops, and I think that because there's long stitches, it's loose right here. So I'm gonna have to go in and fix that anyway, but it is a page finish without all the backstitching and the beads. There's some backstitching, but not a lot. So where I have ended, we just have about that much left, and it's the bottom. It's the bottom of the dress. It's the bottom of the floor. I'll bring it up on the screen again. So can you see where I am now in comparison? There's a lot of greenery, ferns, and things like that are around the bottom, but I'm very, very close. There's another page. So this is the bottom of the first page. There's another page, and it's about halfway down the page. It's only a half a page if you want to think of it that way. There's about a half a page here. And there's quite a bit of the vertical side of a page on the right side of this. But that is Gaia from her belt down. Page finish! Yay! Yeah, I don't know what else to say. This is on a 32 count marbled bunny by XJU Designs, I believe. I think so. Yeah, it smells like her fabrics. I love it so much. But this piece, I have been working so diligently for myself, for myself. I don't usually stick to a project this long. I've been working on this for 2 months. I know I have on and off from my knitting projects. So the only stitching that I've really done since I finished the Friendship sampler has been Gaia. And the only reason I brought out the Cryptid stitch along was because my friend Stephanie was here and I wanted something portable that I could bring to her Airbnb. And then things were getting stressful. So at nighttime I was working on the stamped cross stitch, but I only worked on that a handful of times, to be fair. The rest of the time has been spent on this beauty. And I'll be honest with you, I can't decide if I want to keep going on this piece or if I want to break out my Japanese Zen Moss Garden chatelaine. I don't have a picture of it right here, but as I'm doing the editing, I will try to put in my picture here. It is the middle of May and it is summer technically, for in my heart anyway. The sun is out and everything, and this would be the best time for me to be working on my chatelaine. I just have a lot of momentum for this project at the minute. But I do feel like I'm going to probably attempt to do a week on the chatelaine first so that I can actually just say that I tried, because it is a very complicated pattern. If you've ever done a chatelaine before, you understand that the patterns are super complicated and detailed. So working on that will be a challenge, but it'll be a fun challenge. And then I can bring this pattern back out and work on it some more. I have a couple of acquisitions and things, but I think I'll leave that until my next video, because they're not really... They're wonderful, but it'll make more sense if I wait until I get my swag back from Stitch North. As a lot of you know, and this is probably the more personal side of the video, all the stitching is done if you need to check out for whatever reason, but I thought I'd just share this. A lot of you, I was meant to meet at Stitch North last weekend. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to go because my mother-in-law passed away just 2 days before I was supposed to leave for Toronto. I am heartbroken that I was not able to go, even though I know that, you know, there's no reason to really feel guilty or anything, but I'm still sad that I wasn't able to meet you. All of the pictures that I've seen look amazing, and I did make a few purchases that were ready for pickup, and Heike, Jessie, and Jasmine, my friends who were there, they picked them up for me, and I should be getting them by next month at some point. But I am a little bit disappointed that I wasn't able to go, but I did register for weekend 2 of Stitch North for next year, so I will be going. I will be going next year. That is going to be late April of 2024. And it'll be so good to see you in person because, like, I know a lot of designers that I've met, and you know, there's just friends that I've made through YouTube and through streaming on Twitch, and people who I have known who have been supporting me as a creator for years, and that is something that I'm sad about. I am genuinely sad that I was not able to make it, even though circumstances were completely out of my control. But I am looking forward to seeing the things that I was told that a couple of people gave me gifts, which is super sweet, and no one needed to do that at all. But I sincerely appreciate it, and it'll be nice to share that with you all in my next Flosstube. So I'm going to go ahead and let you all go. I hope that I have more to share with you next time. I'm going to be taking notes, you know, and stuff like that, just to make sure that I share with you all of the goodness that I see, because I do spend a lot of time on Instagram and places like that, and I see really cool stuff, and I always mean to talk about it in Flosstube, and like for whatever reason, it's just been so stressful that when I get in front of the camera, I forget everything. So anyway, that should be calming down now, and I look forward to making another video and checking in with you all. So please let me know in the comments, what are you working on at the moment? What are you the most proud of? What are you looking forward to the most? I would love to hear all about it in the comments. And again, if you haven't subscribed and you are enjoying this, I do invite you to please subscribe and like the video before you go if you have a moment. It really helps. So thank you all so much for watching this little video. I hope that you have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend, and I will see you in my next video. Take care all. Bye!